Hello, my name is Austin Shanley, and today I'll be talking about General Motors for my individual report 2. First, we'll get into the key characteristics of GM. They're one of the big three in the United States compared with Ford and Chrysler. They operate in sales and manufacturing in over 100 countries. They're very diversified in their brands through acquisitions such as GMC, Cadillac, and Chevy. They also own Buick and used to before 2008 Pontiac. Their EV strategy is strong with the emerging EV market in today's auto manufacturing economy. They have large manufacturing strength around the world, and they have a huge global market share. Now, why did I choose this company? As you can see on the left, that's a picture of my brother and his truck. So since I was young, I've always worked on these older types of trucks, all made by Chevy. And I'm an international business major, and I really want to work for a global company. They're very cemented in themselves, not only the United States market with one of the big three, but also in the global world of auto manufacturing. Also, they have very good global career opportunities in all different parts of the world. First, I'll talk about PESTLE. So, P for government regulations. We can see Trump's new tariffs, especially on China, has affected the automotive industry because many parts, cars, etc., are sold or bought from there. The economic factors, such as rising demands for EVs and also supply chain disruptors, have been huge in recent events, especially with the new 2024 presidential election. For the S, social factors, really urbanization is changing the trend of the automotive industry. Instead of people buying cars or, buying their own car or buying their own EV, they have now decided to do rideshare apps, etc. Then we'll go into the technological factors. This is really just the EV, again, industry is becoming a huge market and a huge hit for successful EV manufacturers such as Tesla. Also, AI and smart features have forever changed how the automotive industry is looked at. And then we'll go into the environmental factors, which again is the goal to reduce carbon footprint by GM by 2040, totally with their manufacturing and sales of their own vehicles. Then we'll go to the legal factors, which is basically automotive safety regulations, which have been in effect since the 70s, such as seatbelts, airbags, crash tests, etc., and also EV and emissions compliance with the government wherever the country is selling their vehicle. Now we'll go to the five forces. This is really the number one threat of new entrants is moderate, since Chevy and GM in general are cemented in not only the United States market but also Europe, China, etc. It's I would say moderate just because new entrants such as Tesla back in the early 2000s really made a hit on the EV part. However, with gasoline, petroleum ran cars, GM really has a strong hold on that. The bargaining power of suppliers is high due to the fact that GM is trying to evolve into manufacturing their own parts and cars and products themselves. However, still use factories based out of Mexico, Canada, China, etc., to buy parts for the car and supply parts. Bargaining power of buyers is moderate. This is moderate because the buyers can either choose whether or not a specific line of cars is selected to become successful. You can see with a Suburban, this has taken off for years and years. It's a love vehicle. However, other cars like failed EVs in the past have not, and that's been created a loss for GM. Then we'll move on to the threat of substitute. This is high due to the fact that there are other companies like Ford for the rivalry, and also Tesla for the EV. And then we'll go into industry rivalry. There's a lot of competition, not only with petroleum cars like Ford, like I said before, but also in China. There's large amounts of EV manufacturing as EVs starting to become a very popular, automotive trend in that country through sustainability. Then we'll do the last force, which is power of complementers, which is high. So really with EVs and AI technology, this is, extra things. Say another company makes a charger that's cheaper than GM's for your EV, a customer is more likely to go there. Um, then we will get into the VIO. So really, I wanted to talk about the value. So they have a strong market reach cemented already. Like I said before, their supply chain capabilities and EV Ultimum platform are huge. GM is seen as only one of the, big three that has really been successful with their EV sales, as shown in a report in my references. This has caused their stock to stay stable, even though sales for their petroleum cars and trucks are going down. Um, so resource I'll get into, which is um, really large scale production across all areas of the world makes it rare, and the Ultimum battery made from lithium is, more miles, more expendability than any other competitor. Then we'll get into im imitability. So Brands brands like, Chevy, GMC, they're hard to intimidate. As you see with that first photo I had on my first slide, you can't buy a truck like that anymore. They're known for that kind of old school truck, but also bringing it back and bringing those styles into their new ones. Unlike newer car brands, it's hard to imitate. And then we will go on to the organization. Really innovative, strong research and development with their EVs, and like I said before, their Ultium battery is huge for them. And also, they're looking into self and sustainable driving. They have very much so set sustainable goals that they set to keep with, no matter what the pestle states, for political whatever. Just because they think that it attracts more customers and gives their business success. Then we'll go into their business level strategy. This is really mainly focused on differentiation strategy. This is for their EVs, autonomous driving they're starting to get into, and their brand portfolio. This is just because they own so many brands that, Chevy, GMC, Cadillac that are seen everywhere, and again, hard to imitate. And also their secondary strategy is the cost leadership, especially within EVs. We can see many EVs are expensive like Teslas and things like that. Chevy tries to keep these cheap by owning their own manufacturing and, lowering the power of suppliers for their manufacturing. Their corporate level strategy is really, um, vertical integration. Reduce reliance on suppliers while creating own manufacturing. This is global around the world. With the new introduced tariffs on Mexico and Canada, it's harder for GM to do this. However, alliances are allowing EVs to be used between other companies. I read an article about Tesla chargers now are compatible with Chevy chargers. This makes it easy not only for a homeowner, but also when you're traveling on the road. There's going to be more chargers available. You know, better look at EVs in general in the automotive industry. And then global expansion. Through joint ventures with Chinese companies and, just factories in Mexico and Canada, it's really making it a cemented company in the global market that is lowering the the bargaining power of their suppliers. So after year one of my, if I were to work for GM and, take a career in this, try to understand what efficiencies I could enhance within my department, most likely sales and manufacturing. This would be trying to look at specific sustainability reports, etc. And going on, one of the main things they've been focused on since 2002 is their recycling of their waste management. So this is, practicing safe green business practices, especially with more EVs coming in. We want to be known as a company that enhances sustainability and helps in that realm. Then we'll go on to, after 5 years, P in the pestle, meaning less tariffs, less global tensions on trade, especially in China. GM could increase their sales in China as it is a cemented brand there already and around the world. Many people want to drive a Chevy, especially in, countries other than America. Having a Chevy means almost like it means something due to it being such a cemented car in our culture and others. Also focus on more EV sales within the next 5 years due to the fact that the technology is going to be innovative and better. They'll go more miles, etc. After 10 years, after investment into China and its factories, it'll make it easier to enter the market of AI chips. This will be done through acquisition, as it'll be easier for us to do that, and then just basically buy that company, keep the same employees, let that company do its thing, put those chips into our cars, make them better through that. Also, more global expansion into countries that are known as third world countries now. This can be seen as maybe Thailand or one of the countries of the BRICS nations, such as India or South Africa or Brazil. Um, then, after 20 years, just providing a stronger base of global manufacturing. GM is already doing this after 20 years with EVs. They could be doing this all on their own, manufacturing and completely controlling that power of suppliers. They will be their own supplier. And also through autonomous driving in the next 20 years, as it is seen as a newer technology now, it'll be almost as, cemented as EVs. This will be able to allow just us cementing ourselves if we get in the market early with those AI chips, um, to have that kind of specialty of our vehicle and product of what it does and what it can do for the customer. And then conclusion, just focus on global manufacturing, digitalize audit transformation and sustainability will be able to improve GM and keep them successful in the years to come. And then here are my references.